Hi, Rock Buds. Papa. Hope you guys are doing well and survived the great freeze we just had all across the nation. Grammy and I were lucky enough not to be here at the cottage, so we saved a lot of firewood during that time. We're going to do how to identify rocks again and do an example. Actually, I'm going to do 4 examples, and I'll show you the 4 examples at first, and then I've got one example for each of the next 4 videos. So if you like this video, please subscribe. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Here we go, rock identification, rock number 1. Okay, here we have 4 rocks to identify. Let's just look at them. 2, 3, and 4. So, and I have my tools for identifying rocks. I have a hammer to break rocks. I have my 5% HCl solution, test for limestone, dolomite, and marble. I have a hand lens. I have a nickel to scratch for biotite. And I have a knife, and I have the book, The Rocks of Georgia by Dan D. Williams, that you can get on Amazon Books. I also have the Rock D app for phones, and a very useful tool indeed. So using these tools, let's take a look at the first rock. Well, here's rock number 1, and a lovely rock she is. Let's see what the Rock D app says about this rock. We're looking at the Rock D map, and I collected this rock and all these rocks long ago, so I went to the location where I found it, which is in the extreme northwest corner of Georgia on Lookout Mountain. So in the Rock D app, I pressed on the collection location for this rock, and Rock D says it's the Pottsville Formation, and it's quartzose sandstone conglomerate, siltstone with shale and coal. That's a lot of choices to think about. Let's figure out what geologic province this rock is in. The yellow arrow is pointing to a little tiny blue spot in the absolute corner of Georgia, and we know from the last video that this is the Cumberland Plateau. And just to be sure, I checked the book. Here's a picture from the book that shows the Cumberland Plateau, and the red dot is about where I collected this rock on Lookout Mountain. So we know this rock came from the Cumberland Plateau. So Rock D has given us an excellent clue. We know that all those rocks that were listed on the Rock D at that location, quartzose sandstone, conglomerate, siltstone, shale, and coal, are all what kind of rocks? Igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic? Sedimentary rock. So we know pretty well that this is a sedimentary rock. But let's look further. Just looking at it, I can see prints of plants in it. Let's turn it on its side. It's thin. I wonder if I can scratch it. Nope, can't scratch it with my thumbnail. Can I scratch it with a nickel? Yeah, so it scratches with a nickel, so fairly easy, and it's got plant imprints in it. You guys probably already know what this is, but let's just keep checking. Just to be safe, I'll check it with the acid to see if it's limestone, dolomite, or marble. So let's drip some acid on it. No fizzing. So it's not limestone, dolomite, or marble. Okay, so is this igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic? It's not igneous. If it were igneous, I'd be able to see some minerals in it, and I don't see any minerals at all. They're very, very fine. It's not metamorphic because it doesn't have lines in it. That leaves sedimentary. So let's check the book. I turned in the book to a rock that's about the same color. The lighter gray, but has fossils. See, the book has fossils. And this is Mississippian shale with Finistella fossil. Down here it says Cumberland Plateau shale. So I'm going to call this shale. Hopefully a sedimentary rock called shale. Okay, I've turned to the book to slate. How do I know this is not slate? Here's a picture of slate. It looks similar in that they're both flat and thin. If you could see this in cross section, it would probably be thin. But the text says slate is metamorphosed shale. It looks like a harder, more flattened version of shale. If the shale had fossils, they may be obliterated when it is metamorphosed into slate. Well, we do have fossils, so that tells me that this is probably not slate, and the fact that I can scratch it with a nickel kind of supports that. So I feel good in calling this shale. And this is, in fact, shale from the Pennsylvanian period, which is about 330 million years ago to 300 million years ago. And it's the shale that is associated with formation of coal. Okay, rock buds, so I think that's pretty cool because first of all, Rock D gave us an outstanding clue and showed us that that location had only sedimentary rocks. So we knew we had a sedimentary rock. And also, once we found out that the location was on the Cumberland Plateau, we knew again that we would encounter sedimentary rocks and coal. So that put sedimentary rock in the bag, but then we saw the fossil imprints in there. And that helped a lot to verify sedimentary rocks. We made sure it wasn't slate, which is the metamorphic version of shale. Shale is dull. Slate's a little bit shiny, and other things like that too. Then we, by the process of elimination, just to verify, made sure that it wasn't an igneous or metamorphic rock. Now, how come we didn't have to do felsic, intermediate mafic, or ultramafic on it? Because we only do that, that's only really meaningful for igneous and metamorphic rocks, not for sedimentary rocks. So we got to skip that step. Then in the book we found a couple of examples that looked very similar to what we had in verified sedimentary rock and shale. So that was an excellent rock ID session. We're going to have 3 more videos coming up about different rocks that we're going to ID together. So I hope that helps you guys a lot. If you like this video, please subscribe. And this is Papa saying happy rock hunting to you guys. Papa out.